Welcome to the MechWorks PDM quick introduction to controlling engineering changes. My name is Glenn and I'm your presenter today. So today what we're going to look at real quickly is the engineering changes and the problems that it's going to solve for you. For instance, when you create a new document, do you want or need an approval process? Do you need to know who created the documents, who approved your documents, and when? Do you want to have control on who has permission to do changes to your documents? Then do you want to have electronic notifications? Have a way for departments to meet all at the same time and go through and approve those changes or reject the changes? But then on the other hand, do you still want to be able to do changes without requiring an engineering change order? Do you want to have clear workflows based on the type of change that is being done? And then finally, a last thought is, do you want to have clear, concise, easy to find records? Now, if you need any of those or part of those, or you want something like those, but you want to be able to perhaps configure it to meet exactly your needs, then the MechWorks PDM is the product for you. Just real quickly here, before we get in there and have a quick look at the system. MechWorks PDM is known for its configurability. So we can meet your organization's needs. But basically, our engineering change process has four main steps. First is the initial manufacturing release. This is the first time you release a document to manufacturing. So you can configure your system to have a process with electronic documentation so you know who created the document, when they created the document, who approved it, and when they approved it. The next thing would be an engineering change request. This is where somebody in your organization who has permission can turn around and say, wow, you know what, I think we need to do a change here. This is not going to work the way we wanted it, or it's not going to fit, or something else. So they can electronically, quickly create the engineering change request where it can be approved and recorded with an appropriate workflow with the sign-offs. Then, if it's all approved, it will automatically generate the engineering change order, and this will then create the electronic form for that to go through its workflow, and it will then proceed the change order to incorporate the change or reopen and modify it and then do the change. Finally, the fourth thing is the engineering change notice. This is just saying, hey, the changes have been incorporated, they've been checked, they've been approved, they have the workflow that goes with it for the sign-off, so all the different departments that need to sign it off can sign it off. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to go over and open up one of the CAD systems that we're integrated with and take a quick look. So here the user has the MechWorks PDM browser open. First thing I want everybody to notice here is that we take advantage of our visual cues with the engineering change process. You can notice these little ECs here, which is showing that there is an engineering change outstanding on each one of these individual documents. For instance, if I select this one, this ECN document, which has a workflow. So if I select on this and the user goes view the record, it will bring up the ECN data form, and this will show the user all the information that goes with this data form. If the user needs to edit this form, you can pass the mouse over the edit. It will show that nobody else is using this document, so they can select that. Now has the yellow border, which means this is editable, and they can go ahead and do what they need to do with this document. And we can see that it's in a workflow, so that's perhaps what the user wants to do. So if we close this, the next visual cue I want to point out here is this little red X. This is showing a user that not only does this document have an engineering change of some kind associated with it, that it's actually going through an approval process right now. See here, workflow submitted. If I look at the EC tab here, and it has this red X. So therefore, if a user wants to go in here and the life cycle of this right now, it's not available to them. It needs for this engineering change form to either be approved or rejected and no longer be in a workflow state before they can do anything to this document. If let's look at this IR document here, we'll view the record, and we can see here that this particular record has a lot of documents, and each one of these is ready to be released to manufacturing at revision A. It's going to need to collect the signatures. It has a workflow here, and it's going to go through each one of these states. So again, if the user selects the edit, unlocks it so they can use it, and in this case, I can be the engineering lead, and here, as the engineering lead, they could either approve it or they could go to the reject. And if we look at the reject here real quickly here, we can say, nope, nothing happening, reject it totally out of the workflow. We could say, reject it out of the workflow and terminate this form completely, or place it on a manual hold. Real quickly, what a manual hold would be, say as the engineering manager, there's a lot of documents here. I'm going to go ahead and check each one of these documents, and it's going to take me a while to do some research here, so I could place it on a hold so anybody that looks at this can see, oh, I can see it's on a hold, there must be a reason. It's not just sitting there being ignored. In this case, the engineering lead is going to approve it, move it on to the next state, and we can see there that it added in the signature, the day, and the time, and it's moved it on to the next state. Each one of these engineering change forms have the same look and feel. And because MechWorks PDM is a multi-CAD PDM, I can actually even go up here to a solid edge document here, and I can go into this ECO form, and we can take a quick look at that one. Again, we'll see that it's the same look and feel. It just has the one document, and it's going to have all the information on that. It's going to collect the signatures as it went through its workflow, and everything has been signed off on this particular one. Now, one of the key things with this ECO process, apart from the fact that it's very configurable, is that it's very easy to find these ECO documents. There's a search tool here. The user can select that, and here the user can enter in the information that they need to quickly find the documents they're looking for. In this case, it's looking for all of them, so you can search, and it will list all the documents. And if we take out the ECN forms, and we'll do a search, you can see there's less documents. This is a very quick, easy way to search for your documents. And also, you can do an advanced search. You put a SQL statement. There's quick ways of quickly finding all of your engineering change documents. Let's close that. The other last thing we're going to talk about here real quickly is the admin tools. Like everything else with MechWorks PDM, it's very configurable. Your system administrator could go in here and configure the engineering changes to your organization's needs. What kind of electronic notifications do you want to go out as it goes through the ECO? Do you want to export Excel files with the information? Who gets to sign it off? What group rights you want to set? Whether you want to set a job manager? There's a lot here that the administrator can configure to suit your organization. And we're not going to go into a lot of detail on this. This is all covered in the main engineering change webinar, and I would suggest you take a look at that, and you'll find out everything this can do for your organization. Okay, let's just quickly go back to our PowerPoint. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please let us know. We would welcome the opportunity to provide you with a full product demonstration specifically to your organization's needs. Also on our webpage, www.na-ips.com, you can find all of the webinars covering every aspect of the MechWorks PDM. If you have questions, give us a call at 1-800-573-6183 or email us at sales@na-ips.com. Again, thanks for your time. Till next time, this is Glenn. Thanks.